Now to the search for Nancy Guthrie, now in its 18th day. A potential lead to a suspect in her disappearance. As that lead potentially falls short, authorities say they are not back to square one. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos says investigators have gotten roughly 40,000 tips from the public. CBS News reporter Andres Gutierrez joins us now. So CBS News confirmed through the Pima County Sheriff that Nancy Guthrie's doorbell cam is the only video that Google has been able to recover from her home. But there are other cameras from the property,
Lindsay,
right?
I just lost IFB communication with you, but there are additional cameras here on the property. We did see FBI agents pluck one from the rooftop here on Friday the 6th. Right now, there are engineers over at Google who are trying to extract video from that camera to see if there's anything usable. The investigators are hopeful that they'll be able to do that. It comes as the Sheriff's Department told CBS News that they have not ruled out the possibility that the person in that doorbell video had an accomplice the night that Nancy was taken. This afternoon, the agency released a brief update to the media in which they said that DNA from Nancy's house is still being processed, so they're still working on these forensics, and investigators are also trying to associate a name with this suspect. They're working with Walmart, who sells that distinctive backpack, to pair it up with receipts to store surveillance video. Agents are also stopping by local gun stores to try and track down where that masked man bought the gun and holster that was strapped to his groin, something that firearms experts say only an amateur would do. There's also been talk of whether Nancy could have been taken south of the border. Today, CBS News reached out to Mexican authorities who told us that they haven't received a request to help with this case. And we all know that money talks, and so we know about the FBI reward of $100,000. Today, the local Crime Stoppers hotline got an anonymous donation of $100,000 to add to the initial $2,500 that they were offering early on. So in total, over $200,000 here in reward money. That is worth way more than a Bitcoin. And in this case, a very small tip can break this case wide open, Lindsay.
Andres Gutierrez, thank you. Anna Schecter joins me now. She's a senior coordinating producer for CBS News' Crime and Public Safety Unit. So this is day 18. We've been getting a lot of information trickling in every day. Give us a rundown right now on the leads that we've reported on that maybe didn't yield significant results.
Sure. Well, first, let's look at the DNA. So biological samples, blood from the home, potentially skin cells, maybe some saliva were recovered from that crime scene by sheriff's deputies in that first 24 hours when they were securing the crime scene, sent to a lab in Florida. The DNA from those samples, right now, we don't have any information about it. Maybe it was partial, but they're not saying that it popped a match in CODIS, nothing. We know nothing about that. We don't know if there's something promising or not. Second, they did a search of the surrounding area, and there were gloves found about 2 miles away with foreign DNA. We just learned yesterday that the DNA profile from those gloves entered into CODIS did not have a match. We have no idea whose DNA was on that glove. That went cold. Now let's go to digital forensics. The one strong lead that we have is the video that you were playing right there when Andres was talking. That's that doorbell camera video. You see a man wearing gloves, wearing that distinctive backpack that Andres was referring to. That is the only video that they have of this suspect. They're calling him the suspect in that video. And so he's wearing a mask. So we don't really have facial recognition technology to go on. All we have are those items. And so what Walmart is doing, Walmart is the supplier, and they sell that backpack. So Walmart is reviewing all online purchases of that backpack, all in-store purchases. They're looking at surveillance video. Investigators are looking at Walmart surveillance video. They're trying to figure out if the mask, which is also available at Walmart, was bought at the same time as the backpack. So that is a good lead that they're still working. It has not yielded results now 18 days later, but they are still pursuing it. And those are the main avenues that we're looking at.
I wanted to ask you, when it comes to genealogy testing, this was used to nab the Idaho College murderer, Brian Kohberger. I remember it involved like a trash can outside of his parents' house, but it still took 6 weeks to get to him. Can you remind us how genealogy testing was used in that case to nab him?
Well, sure. I mean, first you get the DNA sample, or you get a biological sample that you send to a lab. The DNA is extracted, And then you have a DNA profile. You might not have a name, but you can work with genealogy companies where maybe a distant relative has submitted their DNA, and you can match, you can see similarities in those DNA profiles, similar enough to show that they're actually related. And that's how you get closer and closer to an individual.
Anna Schecter, thank you. Officials are asking anyone with information to call the sheriff's number on your screen or 1-800-CALL-FBI.